So Dana White went live today, and he announced a bunch of fights for UFC 323 in December, and I'm a little confused because I thought that it was going to be Volkanovski versus Lerone Murphy. Come to find out, February we're going to have a card in Australia, and that's more than likely we're going to be able to see Volk versus Lerone Murphy. Lerone Murphy went on Twitter and cried a little bit, tweeted out, LOL, I'm not fighting this year. All right, crybaby, you're about to fight for a fucking title shot, suck it up, you know what I mean? But UFC announced Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan 2 as the main event, and Merab had a call in a favor for this one. Petr Yan, if I'm going to be honest with you, does not deserve this title shot. I don't see anybody in bantamweight even standing a chance against Merab Dvalishvili besides Mario Batista, but Merab wanted to call in a favor so we can make a record in the UFC for having 4 title defenses in a physical year. Now, that's fantastic. That's beautiful. If he gets this win, he will have the second longest winning streak in the UFC. Now, I don't see that this fight is going to go any different than their first fight. Instead of it maybe being 50-43, it might be 49-46. You know what I mean? Petr Yan might scrape up one round off of Merab Dvalishvili, but I don't see this going any differently than their first fight. Not even close. And Merab is just going to stay here at 135 for the rest of our lives. We're just going to be talking about, oh man, nobody's going to stand a chance for Merab. This dude has an unlimited gas tank. He's going to shoot for the takedown. Everybody talks about how, I'm going to hit him with a flying knee when he shoots the takedown. We've heard that from the past 3 opponents that Merab has faced, and nobody has hit a flying knee. Corey didn't even attempt it, I don't think. But they finally announced Pantoja versus Joshua Van. It took me a second to remember Joshua Van's first name for whatever reason. But this fight was leaked by Joshua Van's teammate this weekend at that Rio card. And what a big surprise. It's not like you guys didn't face him off in the octagon and literally tell the whole world, hey, Joshua Van is going to jump over the line of... There's not even really any contenders, but just the line of people that are ranked above him to fight Pantoja. Pantoja has cleared out the division. Obviously, he's just, he's another guy. Merab and Pantoja are just the dudes that are just levels above the other competition in their divisions, and that's why I'm calling for a super fight between Pantoja and Merab. If both of these dudes win their fights, please can we get a super fight? Merab has 1 or 2 names to clear out. He has Mario Batista if Mario decides to get through Umar, which I honestly hope he does. And I want to see a Merab Dvalishvili versus Song Yadong. I'm a Song Yadong fan, all right? But Pantoja versus Merab, it really scratches the itch up here. I really wonder who you guys have for that. I think Pantoja actually might get it. I think Pantoja actually might get it done, being smaller, being quicker, being a little bit more technical with your takedowns and your submissions, but we'll see. In reality, Merab probably washes Pantoja 49-46 like he has done everybody else, but this card is absolutely stacked. On top of these fights that you see here, they also announced Chris Duncan versus Terrence McKinney. If I'm going to be honest with you, this should be on the main card. This is going to be fantastic. This is not going to go over 2.5 minutes. I am going Chris Duncan, by the way. I think Chris Duncan is going to put a hole into Terrence McKinney's plan of walking people forward and ending them within the first round. I did think that Byesklav Vorsklav, Russian Santa Claus, was going to take Terrence McKinney out. Well, I was wrong. Chris Duncan, you are here to run that fade back for me. I have nothing against Terrence McKinney. I like bro, but I don't think Terrence McKinney got this one. I don't. Terrence McKinney has some weird losses, you know what I mean? But he has been bouncing back. He has shown that he is here to, regress. He is here to progress in his professional career at fighting. I honestly hope Chris Duncan gets through him. I like Chris Duncan a little bit more than Terrence McKinney, personally. But I do fuck with Terrence McKinney, all right? I do like him. His skits are funny. He's a cool dude. He's a great personality. He tweets every single day about like 50 or 60 times. Great guy, all right? This is on that Merab Dvalishvili versus Petr Yan and Pantoja versus Joshua Van card. This card is stacked, boys. Absolutely stacked. They obviously just want Jan Blachowicz to retire. Putting him against Bogdan Gustav, you might as well put somebody against Zhang Minyang, the super crazy Chinese guy who's taking people out of divisions. Really not much to say here. Yes, I do still think that Jan Blachowicz beat Alex Pereira in their fight. I do believe that that was a robbery, but salute to Jan Blachowicz for accepting this fight. But again, I think Bogdan Gustav is going to walk him down. It's going to be a good fight. Jan is more than likely going to utilize his wrestling in this because he's getting older. He's not going to want to stand and crack with everybody. Now, the fight that has piqued my interest, that I did not, this fight came out of left field, all right? Henry Cejudo versus Peyton Talbot. Who in the war room thought of this? Now, yes, Henry Cejudo has been an absolute disappointment since he has returned to the UFC from his retirement. An absolute total disappointment. That Aljo fight was close, but every time we have seen him, I have a hair on my ear. You guys see that? The super long hair. Whoa. Gotta get the scissors after this. But Henry Cejudo, ever since that he has came back from retirement, each fight has been more and more disappointing. That last fight against Song Yadong, he gave up in the octagon. It was a little sad to watch. I'm like, wow, what has this? If you showed somebody that footage of Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong right after Henry Cejudo fought Mighty Mouse, you'd be like, is this the same dude? What the fuck? But I really do think that this is very winnable for Henry Cejudo. If Henry locks in, this is extremely winnable. I'm going to be paying very close attention to Henry Cejudo's social media output, what we see through him and his coaches. I might be locking in Henry Cejudo. I think that his wrestling obviously is superior to Peyton Talbot. Peyton Talbot has zero wrestling. Who has Peyton Talbot fought besides Barcelos and Felipe Lima? And let's be real, Barcelos is levels above Felipe Lima. That's why Talbot got that W against Felipe Lima. But that was a close fight. And Cejudo obviously cannot really strike like that. I have really nothing much to say about his striking, considering his last fight against Song Yadong was absolute dog shit. All right, but I do think I'm going to have to go Henry Cejudo here. All right, if he just copy-pastes the Merab strategy, I mean, Merab is literally fighting he's fighting on this card. He has fought you. You got your ass whooped by Merab. Follow the Merab strategy, please. All right, Henry Cejudo, I think he might be able to get out of here with a W. Now, Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira in the flyweight division is all, bro, this card is fucking stacked. I'm just a little confused because the week after this, right, is Manuel Kepe versus Brandon Royval. Why couldn't have Brandon Royval versus Manuel Kepe been on this card? I don't know. I feel like it's a little dumb, but hey, you do need some main eventers. I get where you guys are coming from. I think Tatsuro Taira is going to walk through Brandon Moreno. I'm not a Brandon Moreno fan. I think he's cringe. I really don't like, bro, like, at all. Like, I don't like him, his personality. I don't like his fighting style. I just don't like him, period. Tatsuro Taira, please save us. Brandon Moreno has wasted his whole professional career just running back fit. Bro has 4 fades against Davison Figueiredo and like 4 is bro has the most rematches ever in history. All right, we also have Nasruddin Sadikov versus, I forgot bro's first name, but Nasruddin Sadikov. I'm pretty sure I'm misremembering the dude's first name, I'm going to be honest with you. But Sadikov is going to run through Zaim. It's not even going to be close. It's going to be a banger, though. Lightweight is always a banger. Sadikov, boy, got a chin. He's doing his thing. I was thinking of Nasruddin Maivov instead of Nasruddin Sanimov, but I know who I'm talking about. The dude, Zaim, though, is kind of like, I don't really know if I remember you, but Sadikov, E-Rock remembers. Now, I am ready for UFC 323. Just, why'd you guys have to lie about Volk not fighting in December? Like, why was that promised us and then ripped away from us? But they also sneakily announced Sean Brady versus Michael Morales on that Islam Makhachev versus JDM card. Sean Brady, you didn't have to accept this. You are the number 1 contender in my book, but I get it. You get this win. You are undisputedly the number 1 contender. I don't give a fuck how quickly Shavkat wants to jump off that horse and step into the octagon. All right? You will now be the number 1 contender. This is it. If you get this W, which I believe you do, look, I personally think that Sean Brady is the most skilled fighter at 170. Yes, I said that with a straight face. His striking, subpar. But wrestling, ground ability, control, 10 out of 10. Literally, better Islam on the ground. His striking is subpar. Okay, yes, he lost to Bilal Muhammad, but Islam also has a loss. Okay, we're not even going to go there right now. But please, Sean Brady, lock in. Michael Morales is tall. He's a little rangy, very snappy. Looks like he holds a lot of fucking power, but so do you. Hey, Sean Brady, so do you, bro, all right? You're a big dude, very brolic, wide shoulders. Go in there and bang it out with him. Go in there and bang it out with him. Make him forget about the takedown threat and then shoot a takedown and hold him there and elbow him to the fucking ground. Please, Sean Brady, you are my chance at an American champion. You are my chance at an American champion. Please, all right? I am excited for all these fights, man. I don't know what Dana got going on, man, but he's announcing some absolute bangers. Also, Mansour Abdul Malik is on this card fighting Antonio Troshi, who I have no idea who this guy is. Absolute no clue, bro. Absolute no clue. But please, man, get Peyton Talbot the fuck out of the division. Get him out of the division. Get him out of the division. All right? I'll catch you guys later. Shout out to Dana White. Shout out to UFC. I don't know why I said shout out to UFC or Dana White. But great job matchmaking, boys. All right? I'll catch you guys later. Please like, comment, subscribe. And I'm sorry that recently my video, like the last 3 or 4 of my videos, the audio was trash. Like, you guys need to tell me these things. I know, honestly, I should be reviewing my video content, but as you see, I literally just hit record and I go. I don't edit the videos. You guys get my raw thoughts, my raw output. I'm not even wearing a shirt, all right?